Welcome back to the Mom's View. We're so excited to be back because it feels like it has been a really long time. Yes. And I just look forward to these days, and I'm so happy that we're together. What's been going on?
What has been going on? We've been traveling a lot, getting ready for school to be out. Oh, I can't wait. I love it. Yes, finally.
Sleeping in.
That's what I'm looking forward to, too. I'm like, I can only handle a few more less hours a week before I die. But yeah, we don't get good sleep. But yeah, school's almost out. Summer, we already have, like, each month has a lot of activities planned, which I'm excited about. But also, like, Shay and I, for April, we're like, okay, we need to attack April instead of letting April attack us. So we definitely are going to feel this way this summer because we want to enjoy life. We want to enjoy all the opportunities and the activities we have, but we don't want to let it make us feel like, oh, we're so busy and stressed out. Yeah. Like, let's enjoy life. So. Yeah.
Yeah, April was exciting. The Vlogumentary.
Yes.
Big things.
Premiere. We were in New York. We were at
the White House.
The White House, and then we went to Playlist Live.
And don't forget about the Tough Mudder.
Yes, the Tough Mudder. Like, it was a big month.
Yeah.
So I'm so proud.
I have to say, while it's on my mind, before I forget, I was so happy with Mom's View that went up. And I know I texted you right after for, like, putting yourself out there. Yes. But after that went up, I watched it, and I was so happy with how it went. And then I went in the comments, and so many people opened up about feeling the same way you felt. Yeah. And I know it was uncomfortable, and I know it was hard to put yourself out there. But I just saw, like, you connected with so many people and made them feel like they could open up and share and get that out. And to get that out, it starts the healing process. Yeah. And it just made me so happy. I've been so happy thinking about the Mom's View and where it's going, because that is what we want, is to connect with you. And to feel that connection. We don't care about, we do, I don't know, we want the Mom's View to be successful, but it's not about views to us. No. It's about that connection. It's about that. It's about, like, feeling understood and loved and letting yourself feel those things and let them out and heal and know that we're all there for each other.
I love the community of the Mom's View. Like, sometimes it's, like, bumpy and it's been rough, but one thing I loved about this channel is I really, like, at times I've wanted to quit, and you guys have seen me, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I just can't do the Mom's View. But I think that this channel really challenges me, and it, like, inspires me to be a better human being. And I think that doing things that are outside of your comfort zone are really healthy for you. And challenging yourself and, like, accepting flaws and being able to be vulnerable with them. I think that that's, like, the greatest thing I've learned in this life, is that vulnerability is, like, really a strength and a beautiful thing all in itself. And I was grateful for that episode because I didn't even plan on any of that coming out at all. I had no idea that that was going to come out. I wasn't even thinking about talking about it. And then it just struck a chord, and it was like mouth vomit. It was just, I couldn't stop it. And then you guys know, I was like, maybe we should just cut it all out. I don't know if I really want to, like, be in that place. And then we, like, just decided to let it go up. And I was just grateful to read so many supportive, kind comments, and just makes me want to hug everybody else who's going through those times. And I'm just grateful for that. And inspiring me to be better and grow and, you know, just be a better human being.
Butterflies and rainbows.
Yes. I feel like since we have taken over the Mom's View and we're doing it ourselves, it feels more personal, although we've shared so many personal things on the Mom's View along this whole journey, having babies, being pregnant, getting married, like all of these great things, and we've shared personal stories. It feels even more personal now. This is us. This is raw, and I have felt defeated, and I know that you guys have felt defeated since taking it, because it isn't what it used to be, and it's been a lot of work. But I just felt like that was a huge success. Like, I was just like, yes, this is what we want it to be. So
and I think that's what we originally always loved the most about the Mom's View. Like, for me, it is those episodes where we just get really real and vulnerable, that it encourages that connection with you guys. And for me, like, that's what inspires me, because being able to be vulnerable, I'm learning, is like the catalyst to every connection. Like, being able to connect with my family and being able to love who I am deep down inside. It's like being able to be vulnerable is like the main pathway to doing that. And so I'm excited to explore that a little bit more.
And I love that this is where we are just us. I mean, we're moms, but we're women here, and we're sharing a different side of ourselves here than we do in our other videos. You know, with our vlogs, we're with our family, with our personal channels, we're teaching or doing hair or makeup or crafts or whatever we do. And I just feel like this is where we are, like, us. And I love it.
It's a reminder of like, at the end of the day, like we still have to be an individual among all the other hats we get to wear: mom, wife, sister, friend. It's like, this is a place for us to feel like, truly feel comfortable in just being Carly, Kaylee, and Colette. And like, what does that mean to us? And what does that mean to our community? And I think that's like, it's very refreshing every time we do the Moms Do, because it's still like, oh yeah, I'm still a woman, and here's my strengths and my weaknesses, and here's how I can be better now to move on to this part. Okay, I'm going to be a wife now, you know, but you need that sense of who you are in order to do all those other things well.
Absolutely. Right. And I know I speak for you guys too. We hope that that is what you guys feel when you come here, that this is like a time for you. So please share with us in the comments how you're feeling. If you need to get anything out, get it out and let us know. And we are here for you and we love you. And yes, so this kind of goes into our topic today. We're going to go a little bit more into that a little bit later. But first, let's talk about how we are productive with kids. You know, and I think later on we'll talk about being productive with kids and still finding time for ourselves, but let's talk about that first.
Being productive with kids. Well, that's a really good question. I think learning. I mean, for me, realizing that maybe what I think is being productive isn't, because my goals and my purpose is a little bit different now. Like, instead of having a really clean house, my main purpose and goal should be to care for my children emotionally and physically. And so, like, understanding what role I want to play and what I want to focus on is the main thing with being productive. Because, like, you can maybe be trying to clean the house all day and the kids are like needing your attention, and then feeling like you're not productive at all, but realizing if I would have paid more attention to the kids, that in itself is productive in a different way.
Right.
So realizing where your energy's going, and that's where things are going to get, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I totally
words
know.
just left me, but
like,
I know,
guys.
think that
you're juggling. You're trying to juggle it all.
Yeah, it's true. Like, just realizing where you need to focus, I guess.
Yeah. And what's important to you. Every mom is different. Like, every woman is different with what makes them feel productive in themselves and as a mom. Like, I know that I feel a lot better when my house is clean. Is it always clean? No. But I had like this thing, I don't know, something come over me during Mother's Day, just gratitude. I was grateful to be a mom. I was grateful to celebrate my mom. I was grateful to celebrate my grandmas. I was just in this place where I was so grateful, and I was cooking brownies. It was midnight.
Your post made me cry.
I was cooking brownies, and I just was overcome with so much greatness that I was trying my hardest not to cry, because Winston was just like, yeah. And I looked around my house and laundry was piling out of my laundry room. My house was a complete mess, and I was like, tomorrow's Mother's Day and I just want it to be clean in here. And then I looked at Winston, and he had been eating batter, which I shouldn't have given him because it had raw egg in it. And it was just all over his face.
Don't even go there.
It was all over his face, and he was just like so cute and happy, and I was like so happy to be in that moment. And I just didn't care about everything else. I was just so grateful to be a mom. And then I realized, like, I do want a clean house. I do want things to be organized. But I want to be a mom. Like, I want to be a good mom. I want to enjoy this moment with Winston at 1 o'clock in the morning when I'm trying to cook brownies and everything's a mess. Like, I want to enjoy that.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my goodness, you just like, I'm like, I'm going to cry. Because I was talking to a friend of mine that was like, because I do feel a lot of like mother's guilt, I guess you would call it, like not being able to do it all, not being able to juggle everything, and realizing that I don't have to is the hardest thing for me sometimes. Like, don't try to juggle it. Just drop the ball and make it okay, you know? And when you said, you know, Mother's Day, like looking around thinking, I'm not the perfect mom. I was talking to a friend of mine, and she's like, you just watch on Mother's Day. It's going to be they're going to have talks, and it's going to be nice, and they're all going to get their chocolates or their flowers, and look at the moms' faces. There's going to be mother's guilt everywhere. Like, just mothers feeling horrible that they are not the perfect mom. And it's like, that's not how we're supposed to feel. We're supposed to feel exactly the way that you put it. Like, just appreciate being a mom. That's the day, that's what we should be celebrating on Mother's Day, not all the perfect cards and being able to match up to what we're told or what we think we need to be, and just being able to drop the ball and love it.
Yeah. think often the greatest hurt that comes from being a mom is a story that we tell ourselves that we have to live by.
Yeah.
And I think me getting married has been like the best thing for me in a sense where like I've had to be so independent since I was like 19. I was a mom at 19, and you know, my ex-husband was playing baseball and he was away and out of the picture a lot. So I've always been kind of like a single mom, and then, you know, our marriage ended pretty quickly and I just took on that role as a mom and a dad. So naturally it feels habitual. Like I have a strong personality anyways. So now that I'm married, like it's so hard to not, like I literally have done everything. Like I pay the bills, I pay the mortgage, I mow the lawn, I clean the house, I do the laundry, I do the work. And I was feeling so overwhelmed, like Jackson wasn't appreciating me. But finally when I like was able to be vulnerable with him, like I realized like something that you just said is like, I don't have to do it all. And I can't blame Jackson for not giving him the chance to take the opportunity to do those things because I haven't asked him. Because it's like I just expected myself to do it all because I've always done it all. But it was so refreshing just to have this like one-on-one with him where it's like, I can help you. Like you just need to ask me. And sometimes I think that's hard, that like we're telling ourselves a story in our mind, but what we're not communicating is verbal. You know, and so our husbands might think that we're distancing ourselves or that we're trying not to be with them. Because what I was physically communicating to Jackson was, he's gone at work from like 9 to 5. Then he comes home and I'm like busy doing these other things. So in his mind, he was thinking I'm staying busy during the day. Then when he comes home at night, I'm like purposely doing laundry or things that it's like excluding me away from him. In my mind, I'm thinking if I do all the laundry and I have the house clean, he'll feel loved and feel so happy. But it was like doing the opposite for our marriage. So what I realized is like during the day, I need to do things that I only need to get done for myself, like edit for Carly Styles or Mom's You. Then when he comes home, we can like do laundry together, fold our laundry together or mop the floor together and spend that time. And so like I really think with everything with like being productive, it has to come down to like your goals and like what you want to achieve. If you want more time with your kids that day, you have to be okay with the laundry not being done. And I say that because I'm the opposite. Like my house is always clean because that's when I feel the best, but then I still don't feel good. And it's like searching for the answer. And it's like maybe because you do need to let it be undone and you just go and lay on your kids' floor with them and like play trucks or cars or whatever.
I also think I do that to my kids. The first thing that I say when they walk in the door is clean your room, or you need to do this, you need to do the dishes. And so I'm trying to do those things with them or give them like a reward at the end. Like if you guys hurry and clean your room, then we'll play a game tonight because we'll have time because everything will be put away. Because I do think it's important to teach your kids responsibility. Like I don't think that there's anything wrong with like, you need to keep your room clean and make your bed. I think that sets them up for being more organized in the future. So I'm just really doing it for them.
I'm learning it.
One day they'll realize that. But also like giving them like, if you hurry and get this done, then we're going to do this fun thing instead of like, go clean your room. Just making it more positive.
Something that's helped Jackson and I is we decided like every night before we go to bed, we're going to set a 20-minute timer, and we just like turn on music, and for that 25 minutes we just like flirt and like clean the house and like pick up as much as we can in 25 minutes. After the alarm goes off, we're done. Like I can't think about it, I can't stress about it, and I know that was him helping me and that we got to spend that time together. And it really just like gives you a peace of mind, like working with your spouse like that to like better your home. And I told him, I'm like, you know, it's not that I'm trying to be a perfectionist, but I do find a sense of peace when my house is clean, especially when you work from home and you're trying to do a video and there's like food on the floor and mud from the dog and, you know, things that aren't done. Like it's hard to feel motivated in an environment that's not a work environment when it's not clean. And so I'm like, it's hard to sometimes make those like boundaries. So like us doing this every night has really helped me to feel motivated when I wake up. And then that way when Cooper comes home from school, I'm done with work and I can just like talk and focus on him. And so I think scheduling helps. And then I think setting boundaries and then like learning to let things go and not letting them defeat you.
Yeah.
And a whole lot of freaking chocolate.
I think it's hard to sometimes not attach my self-worth to the cleanliness of my house, or, you know, like I was listening to a story about this mom that did this wonderful thing and I'm like, shoot, do I do that? Did I do that today? You know, like you just start to judge yourself and take your self-worth on everything that you're doing instead of looking at the things that you are doing. Like, oh my gosh, I didn't clean anything in the house today. What did I do? Well, I played with Daxton and we folded a little bit of laundry together and he was really fun and I just snuggled him and I'm like, that's valuable too. So not putting so much self-worth on the productivity of because what is productivity? Like you can't measure those milestones. You can't measure those moments you make with your kids, and they may never come out, and that's like a hard part as a mom too. Like we may never really feel that gratitude until
they're 18 or 25, but it will come around. And in the long run, that's not why we do it either. We don't do it so that one day our kids will give us some trophy and say, you're the best mom.
Right.
But I think it's like we just are dying for our kids to know that we love them. And I think that that's our intentions are enough. And we may never really get that back in return. But then at least we know we did our best. And just like you said, focusing on that.
Because I'm sick of beating myself up, yo. We
Right.
trying now.
Right. Yeah. Something that has helped me, and I've always been a little bit nervous to do this, is to make a to-do list. And I think I've connected a lot of my self-worth to not checking those things off. And so I've always been very intimidated. But it feels really good to write down a list of things that you want to do. And don't give yourself a time limit. Just these things need to be done. And it has helped me. Like I've always been like so just like offish about doing that because I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to not check those things off. But I have disconnected myself from that. If I don't get it done, I didn't get it done, but it's on the list and then I'll put it on the list next time. But that has helped me a lot. Another thing is doing things right away. Once the laundry is out of the dryer, fold it instead of putting it in a pile. When I have things that I need to hang them up, don't just set them in the closet. Just hurry and hang them up. It honestly takes like 3 extra minutes. But you know, we're in such a hurry and the kids are doing things and they're running here and they're running there and they're making other messes that it's like, I'm just gonna set this here for a second. I'm just gonna put this laundry in a pile, I'll fold it tonight. Instead, I'm just really, really trying to focus on what I'm doing instead of like, I'm gonna put this here while I do that and I'm gonna do that. And so just focusing. And
well, I've been reading the book The Gifts of Imperfection by Brené Brown, and it's changing my life because I've realized that I mean, you can call yourself a perfectionist or you can have perfectionist tendencies, but everybody has it to some degree. And I realized that I was kind of stuck in that state of like trying to be this thing that it's inevitably too hard to do. And I realized like one thing that's hard for me to do, which I'm learning, is to ask for help. And like when you were saying the to-do list, like if you're constantly putting things from this to-do list to the next day to the next day, if it's really important, ask for help. Like if you can't get to it or if it's something that you're putting off because you don't understand it or whatever, like ask for help. And I think that's been an eye-opener for me, is realizing that like it's okay to ask for help, you know? And I had been struggling because I was feeling guilty for not, like I'm involved in a group like at church where like we teach the kids, and I'm like, I have been dropping the ball, like I was asked to do this for it and I haven't done this, and like I was just feeling like the pressures of not getting the stuff done that I was responsible for. And so I finally just sent a text to the girls, and of course they were all like, we've been thinking about you, we love you, like we can help you, and they all like pitched in and helped me. And I'm like, why didn't I do that before? Like it was so hard for me emotionally to send that text, but once I did, like the burden was lifted, and I'm like, why can't I ask for help? Like that's okay. Realizing that it's okay to be imperfect and to ask for help. Like you need that, and it inspires connection with people, and it inspires your own like self-worth, because you realize like it's okay. Like I'm still a worthy person even though I can't do everything, you know?
And who can, and if they can, like what is their measure of happiness, you know? And if they do have it all together, like has anybody in the world yet found them? No. So
I'm like that a lot with my kids. I hate asking for help with my kids because I feel like I had these kids and I love them so much. I mean, I want to spend time with them, but I have a hard time asking for help or asking for people to watch my kids. I don't know why.
I really try to show up at her house and kidnap them, because I know that if I'm like, can I just have Winston for the day? She's like, no, it's okay. I'm like, I'm gonna have to come kidnap him.
I just feel like that's my job, like, you know. And not only that, I mean, I do love it, but I remember a while ago that you said it's good to let other people help take care of your kids because it builds relationships with them. And I realized that I have taken that away from a lot of people with Winston. He's so fun, and it's so fun to be around him, but I have just like wanted him all to myself. So I've just like kept him right here. This is exactly what I've done with him. And like I didn't let her, my mom watched the kids for me while we were doing the Tough Mudder, and she loved it. She was so happy. Like she would text me, I love cuddling with Winston, and she would send me pictures, and I just realized like I haven't let people have that relationship with them. Also, I've been stressed, like trying to film and edit videos for my channel, trying to keep the house clean, trying to do this and that, and I have put Winston in daycare, which I pay for him to go 8 times a month, and he usually goes 2. I'm not kidding.
Baby steps, Kaylee. We're doing baby steps.
It's really, really hard for me to just like let him go. Yeah. But I do think that is another way to be productive, is like ask for help with your kids. And if you need to do daycare, and don't feel bad about it. I just feel so lucky to be able to be with my kids and to be home, that the thought of taking them to daycare has been like, but it's so nice because I don't feel like I'm pushing him away while I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to keep him quiet while I'm trying to do this. So
yeah. Being realistic too about your goals, you know, sometimes you have to like realistically, if something isn't working out, you need to write it down on the paper and like write your plan down and realize like realistically cannot happen. Like I've just decided that I can't do laundry every single day or I'll drive myself crazy and I feel like I'm the laundry maid, you know, I'm not the laundry maid. So I've just decided like Mondays are my laundry day. I can get as much laundry done as I can on Mondays, and then after that the rest just piles up for the week and I start over on that Monday. And it's been surprising, like you think that it would just be like feeling like never ending, but I actually get to catch up, and then there's not enough really laundry to do until like Friday or Saturday, so come Monday it's kind of perfect. And that has given me a great sense of relief, because then I only have to worry about laundry on a Monday. So finding out like little things that like work like that for you can go a long way, and that's why it's so important not to compare yourself to like, well, Sally Sue does laundry every single day. Well, good for Sally Sue, but you know, it doesn't work for you.
I feel like you need to send me your schedule and I'll just try to keep up with yours. Like, yes, Mondays, laundry.
Doing it.
I think also like remembering that your kids do need to learn all those things and not being afraid to take the time to teach them while you're doing them. Because like sometimes I get stressed out and I just want to do stuff because I can do it right and I can do it fast. But like taking that time to like, oh, this is part of living in a family and living in a household, is like teaching the kids, this is how you do laundry, this is how you get rid of a stain, this is how you know, do the dishes in a way that isn't going to ruin all the dishes. And, like, let's be honest, there's been times where the kids have done dishes and I haven't helped them, that I'm like, okay, we have to do that again.
Right, everything in here is dirty.
Everything is still dirty because it's all piled on top
of
each other.
You just think, that was like an investment for their lifelong memory. Yeah. It's not really a fail, it's actually like a good thing.
Yeah.
So. Good job. Yep.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so much of this, how do you guys find time for yourselves? Like, what do you do to remember like who you are and connect with yourself and
that's one of the things that she says in the book, is that there are certain things that we actually need, and for the longest time I've felt like my creativity and my playtime has been wants, but that's actually things that you need as a person. You need to create, you need to like invest in your creativity, like whatever makes you excited to like do or make or you know whatever, and then playtime, like relaxing and play, like you actually need those things. And when I read that, I was like, oh, this is like a light bulb to me, because I felt like I was being buried under laundry and housework and responsibilities, that I didn't realize that a lot of who I was being lost. Because that is a lot of what rejuvenates you, is your creativity and your playtime. And so I've just decided, you know, I need to make that a priority. Like I need to sit down. If I see the dish is full and I haven't played my guitar today, then that's okay that the sink is full of dishes. I go play my guitar, you know, and just do the things for yourself that you love, that you did, you know, before you had all these responsibilities. So
I love that.
It's still a struggle. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it, but realizing that those are definitely needs and not wants.
Yeah. I've struggled because I feel like a lot of my loves and passions I share on my YouTube channel, and so I do feel like I'm doing those things. And this is the same with Casey. I was just having this conversation with him because his hobby has always been hunting. My hobby has been hair and crafting, and I have always done hair for a living, but I still felt like it was a creative outlet when I was going to work and going to do that. And I found that I need to do some of those things for myself without filming it. Not that I don't love filming and sharing those things with everyone, but I just feel like it has put a block in my creativity sometimes, because I worry about more than just like where I am and focusing on the craft and loving what I'm doing. I'm focusing on, is the camera right? Is it getting this right angle? I need to do this 2 times because it's not right. And you know, all of those things that you think about when you're filming takes away from like really enjoying it and getting lost in what you're doing. And that is what I do when I craft. It's kind of like meditating. Like I am like just everything else is gone and I'm just focusing on what I'm doing. And so I feel like I need to do that. That's like you said, it's not just wanting to do it, it's a need. It's that time for yourself. And I was just telling Casey, with hunting, he always comes home so stressed out. Like, you need to plan like one hunt where you just go and do it and enjoy it. Yeah, because you know, when you share your love and passions for things, it's such a blessing, and I'm so grateful. But it also, you know, can put up that creative block.
Yeah.
And so I think doing things for you, like doing that for you. It's just so hard because it's like, what if that craft turns out really cool and then I didn't show everyone?
I know, it's so true.
And then I try to recreate
not
it.
vlogging when you're like, I'm not going to vlog today because I'm going to enjoy life. And then you're like, oh, this would be such a great vlog.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing with like living life. Like even when we go and do things to like relax and enjoy, like we want to take everyone with us and vlog it and not forget that moment.
But also just to have it on camera for a memory for yourself, you know,
But sometimes we're living through the lens instead of like just
real life.
So
finding balance.
It's so hard.
I think it's the greatest thing about life. It's like nobody has all the answers, and we've like you have 5 kids and a husband and dogs and lots of cats and cows and a lot of land, and like
lots of cats.
You don't have all the answers, and you have a husband who's like gone half the time, and you're doing it all by yourself with 3 kids, and like we all have things about us that are going to fail, and I think actually that it's beautiful because it gives us a chance to like start new and fresh and finding you. I like, for me, working out, I like used to think that it was something that I thought I had to do because I liked doing it because I liked like the way I looked, but in actuality, I just like genuinely love working out. Like it's the time where I get to be alone with my thoughts and I get to work through them physically, emotionally, mentally, and just like breaking a good sweat for me is so refreshing. And even if it's just like a walk around the block with Amigo, like that's where I refine myself. The endorphins kick in and I feel fresh and new, and it's something that I've done for me and not for my body or for anything else other than like what I need. And so to me, that's always been a priority, to like move my body in a way that gives me my time to like thoughts, you know, my own private therapy is what I call it.
Yeah.
All right, well, I thought that was a great episode. I always learned so much from you guys. And like we said, keep the comments going down below. Let us know any tips that you have for staying productive or for finding time for yourself. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.